Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I wanted to do a video on a very basic little survival kit you can make from household items, mostly stuff that you find in your kitchen. So this tin is originally a tea tin, a stainless steel tea caddy type thing. You can get these anywhere and should be good enough to, in an emergency, cook with. So I'll explain how I made this and how you could do it, and I'll show you the contents. So as I mentioned, just a stainless steel tea jar. I've put a little handle on the lid, which is just the end of a broomstick cut off, drill a hole through, and I'll explain how to do the holes without a drill as well. And I've put a handle on this so that it can be held easily and you can also hang it up. So to make the holes in this, I used a drill. You could use a nail and a hammer, you could use an awl, you could even use a dart to put on and hit through, make the hole a bit bigger. This piece of wire to make the handle could just be made from, well, this is just a piece of wire. You could use a coat hanger, would do it. Any piece of wire that can be bent, and it's just literally just bent and put inside. So the items you put in your kit could be completely different to this, but this is what I've got in mind for now. So we've got a cloth there. This could be used to dry yourself, clean the tin, filter water, you know, any debris out of the water. Lots of different things you could use that cloth for. The other item I would suggest putting inside your kit is one of these. This is a Horlicks like hot chocolate jar, but what this is perfect for is to use as a water bottle, because you can have the tin on its own, but once you've boiled the water, if you wanted to cook, you've got nowhere to put the water. So I would recommend getting some of these jars, and the reason they're good is because you can pack these full of things. This is completely packed to the top, whereas if you had a standard bottle you cannot do that. So the main kit would be the tin and the Horlicks jar, and then you've got something to cook with, something to store your water, collect water. So in here I've got some duct tape. That's for lots of reasons. You can use that for covering up wounds, stuff like that. A bit of what we call rock in the UK, which is like a hard candy, just pure sugar really. A knife, some rope, a very crap little set of knife, fork, spoon. I would recommend getting a much better set than that if you've got them, but this is just literally stuff I got out of my kitchen today mostly. Couple of plastic bags there. This is a, ignore all the writing on it, this is essentially a very big bag, plastic bag that you could use as a shelter, or at least you could use it as a blanket, maybe a shelter, or to line the inside of a shelter that you make out of wood. A couple of things that you wouldn't find in your kitchen. I've got some snare wires in there, and then another bit of string and a couple of hooks and one for the pan so that you can hang it up if you wanted to. And then in here you've got a couple of hot chocolate drinks, a lighter, water purification tablets enough to do 6 litres, some pellets which could be used for multiple things. You could use those in an air rifle, you could use them with a little fishing kit. There is a tiny little fishing kit, very basic. Some more string to go with the fishing kit. We've got here, that's a little packet of matches. In there is the striker for the matches and some, what we call in the UK, cotton wool. That's a fire lighting little setup. Got some safety pins, a bandage, a little sewing kit there with some buttons and some thread and some needles. Some alcohol-free wipes. A sponge so you can clean your pan. Some plasters. And some larger sterile pads. One thing I did forget to do, this is supposed to be lined with a bag, or you have a bag inside here. So what you would do is you would get all your contents of these. You could probably do it in this bag, if it's big enough. You then store this contents in this bag, and then you've got your drinking bottle and your tin to cook with. There's the lid. But the main items really are these two. This is the main setup. So you'd have your cooking pot and your water bottle inside, and the water bottle, having it as a jar like that, enables you to drink from it like a cup, but also store things inside it. And you could probably use the lid like a little cup or a little bowl. So there you go. That's a very simple little survival cooking tin you can make out of a tea container, stainless steel tea container, and a hot chocolate jar. Obviously you can add a lot more things than this, or other items. There are stuff I would like to add. I'd like to put a folding saw in there as well, because for me this is more of a backup item, and I may set this up as a stash cache. So I'm going to probably put all this stuff in here, tape it up, seal it up multiple times, and then bury it somewhere. And then if I ever needed to dig this up, I would at least have a good head start to go with. You know, I've got a way to make a shelter, way to make fire, knife, first aid, ways to catch food potentially. With the rope and the knife I could potentially make a bow, stuff like that. So it will just give you a good head start if you needed it, all in one little small container really. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification if you want to see more, because I do a lot of this kind of thing. And yeah, that's about it really. Hope it gives you some ideas. See you later.